All right, so the concept of a hyperbola is built on the following formula. Okay, so it's built on the following formula, and basically the following, right? Y equals k over x minus p plus q. And this is your hyperbola. Okay. And from here, what we have is the following. The p-value is your horizontal translation, your horizontal shift. When it's positive, that value, or when p is actually, I have to call it plus p actually. If p is positive, then we're actually going left. And when p is negative, we're going to shift the whole graph, right? And what are we actually shifting? We're shifting the asymptote. And the asymptote is going to be x equals p. All right. Looking at the q value, this is your vertical shift. And we know that q going up or down would be, if it's positive, it would shift up. If q is negative, it would shift down. All right. So it's g. We're going to go q is negative, then it just shifts down. And the other asymptote is y is equal to q. The next thing is the k value. When the k value is positive, the graph ends up, depending wherever the asymptotes are, in the top right and bottom left. And when k is negative, the graph ends up in the top left and bottom right. So if I have to sketch this graph somehow all together, and let's hypothetically say I have the asymptotes, which is given over here as the following. So let's say this is the value of p, and let's say this over here is the value of q. We can see that x equals p is my asymptote, and y equals q is my asymptote. And let's suppose k is positive, then the graph would be sketched like that over there. All right, so now in this question here, we're given two different equations of a hyperbola. In the first one here, we've got all positive values. In the second one, we've got all negative values. Now, if I extract information from here, I can get my first asymptote from here. X equals to the opposite sign, -2. So let's sketch that in there. Okay. The next thing I have is this line over here, which is y equals 2. So that would be over here, and that is another asymptote. Now I know where my central point lies. The next thing I have to look at is the value of k, which is positive, indicating top, left, bottom, right. So this would be sketched top, right, bottom, left, like that. All right. And if we go to the next one, x equals to 2, and that would be on this side. And we have y equals to -2, which is my asymptote at the bottom there, getting that as my central point. But with this, the k value is negative. And the k value being negative means that it's going to be in the top left and the bottom right. So that would be like that. And somewhere around the side over here, we could sketch it. Now, this is just a sketch. We could get more accuracy on this. And remember, we can get y-intercepts. If we have to find the y-intercept, we make x equal to 0. And if we want to find x-intercepts, we take the equation and we make y equals 0. And once we have x-intercepts and y-intercepts, we can get those values over there, which is 0y And we have that one there, which is x and 0 over there at the bottom. Okay.